Ladies, here's a style truth I've learned through years of observation. Your outfit doesn't start with your dress or blazer. It starts with your shoes. I'm not a professional stylist, just someone who's passionate about helping women like us look and feel our best after 50. I remember watching my friend Carol transform her entire presence simply by changing her shoes. She wore the same outfits, but suddenly everyone noticed her differently. Not just her shoes, but her. Her confidence, her energy, her entire look shifted. The truth is, our shoe choices matter more now than ever. They affect not just our style, but our comfort, posture, and even how people perceive our vitality. Today, I'm sharing the biggest shoe mistakes I see women our age making, and the alternatives that will transform how you look and feel. I'd love to know where you're watching from. Drop your city in the comments below and hit that subscribe button for more practical style insights. Now, let's start with the most common mistake I see even the most elegant women making. 1. Worn out comfort favorites. Let's start with something I'm definitely guilty of. Holding on to those perfectly broken-in shoes long after they should have been retired. You know the ones I'm talking about. That pair of flats molded perfectly to your feet, or those sandals that feel like walking on clouds. They're practically family at this point. I had a pair of black loafers I'd worn for 7 years. The heels were worn down, the leather was cracked, but oh, how comfortable they were. I called them my errands shoes, just for quick trips to the grocery store or walking the dog. One day, my neighbor Martha commented, "Those must be the most comfortable shoes ever." What she really meant was, those shoes have seen better days. Here's the tough love truth. Worn-out shoes send a message, and it's not the one we intend. They can make even your most expensive outfit look neglected, and worse, they can affect your posture and balance. When I finally replaced my beloved loafers with a new pair of similar style, but better quality, something unexpected happened. 3 different people asked if I'd lost weight. Nothing had changed except my shoes, but my entire presence shifted. Good news is, comfortable doesn't have to mean shabby. Brands like Clark's, Naturalizer, and even Rothy's now make shoes that offer comfort without sacrificing appearance. The key is finding your comfort equivalent in a refreshed version. Your feet have carried you this far in life. They deserve shoes that honor both your comfort and your style. What worn favorites are you holding on to right now? 2. Poorly structured flats. Those paper-thin ballet flats with the flimsy soles. We've all been tempted by them. They're in every store, they're affordable, and they seem like such an easy choice. But I've learned a painful lesson about them. Literally painful. As we pass 50, our feet lose cushioning naturally. It's like the built-in padding we used to have starts thinning out. Those floppy, unsupported flats that might have been fine in our 30s suddenly become foot fatigue machines. They offer 0 arch support and practically no cushioning between your feet and the pavement. My friend Susan learned this the hard way. She wore those cute $25 flats from the mall to an outdoor wedding. By the reception, she was sitting with her feet hidden under the table, in absolute agony. I would have paid $200 at that moment for comfortable shoes, she told me later. Quality structured flats might cost more up front, but they're engineered differently. They have cushioned footbeds, proper arch support, and maintain their shape. Look for leather that holds its structure, a slight cushion inside, and a real sole with some thickness to it. If you're budget conscious, aren't we all? Watch for sales at places like Aerosoles, Vionic, or even DSW's comfort section. One good pair that doesn't torture your feet will serve you better than 5 cheap pairs that leave you limping. Remember, our feet have stories to tell, but discomfort shouldn't be one of them. Have you found comfortable flats that still look elegant? I'm always looking for recommendations. high-impact athletic shoes with everyday outfits. Now, here's where I might ruffle some feathers. But we're friends here, so I'll just say it. Those chunky performance running shoes with the neon accents? They're fantastic for your morning walk or gym session, but they're fighting against your otherwise lovely outfit when worn for coffee dates or lunch with friends. I see it all the time. A woman dressed in beautiful slacks and a gorgeous sweater, hair done perfectly. And then, bright turquoise running shoes with orange accents. There's a visual disconnect that undermines all the care put into the rest of the outfit. Don't get me wrong, I'm all about comfort. My knee replacement last year made comfortable footwear non-negotiable. But there's a middle ground that many women miss. My neighbor Jane had terrible plantar fasciitis and thought her only option was wearing her bulky athletic shoes everywhere. I introduced her to brands making walking shoes in neutral colors with sleeker profiles. Shoes from Echo, Allbirds, and even Skechers Go Walk line that offer the same support without screaming, "I'm going to the gym." The transformation in her appearance was remarkable. Same comfort, totally different impression. And for women with serious foot issues like bunions or arthritis, brands like Hoka now make options that provide medical-grade support in colors and styles that blend with everyday clothes. It's not about sacrificing comfort. It's about finding comfort that complements your overall appearance. What's been your experience balancing comfort needs with style? Have you found that perfect pair that does both? 4. Uncomfortable stilettos. Can we talk about those gorgeous high heels gathering dust in your closet? You know, the ones you bought for your daughter's wedding or that special anniversary dinner? The ones that had you discreetly slipping them off under the table after 20 minutes? There's this myth that elegant women must endure pain for beauty, especially with shoes. But at our age, the reality hits differently. Those 3+ inch stilettos don't just hurt temporarily. They can actually damage our feet, worsen knee pain, and throw our backs out of alignment. Our feet have already logged thousands of miles by now. My friend Diane was the queen of high heels her entire life. She'd power through charity galas in 4-inch pumps while everyone else was wincing. Then at 62, her podiatrist showed her an X-ray of what those decades of stilettos had done to her foot structure. It was like looking at a mountain range, she told me. The wonderful truth is that you can achieve that same elegant, leg-elongating effect without the agony. Kitten heels, 1 to 2 inches, with a pointed toe visually extend your leg line just as beautifully. Block heels provide stability and distribute weight more evenly. Brands like Naturalizer, Clarks, and even Cole Haan have mastered the art of comfortable elevation. The moment Diane switched to elegant lower heels, she said something profound. "I finally feel graceful. Before, I looked elegant but moved awkwardly. Now I look elegant and move smoothly. Isn't that what we really want? Not just to appear confident, but to feel it in every step? Have you made this liberating shoe change yet? Flimsy summer sandals. Summer brings such freedom. Lighter clothes, outdoor gatherings, and those easy slip-on sandals. But here's something I've noticed over the years. Summer is when many of us sacrifice foot support completely in the name of ease. Those tissue-thin, flat sandals with barely there straps might seem perfect for hot days, but they're secretly working against you. Without proper arch support, cushioning, or secure straps, your toes end up gripping with every step, changing your gait and creating unnecessary tension all the way up to your neck. My sister Patty spent 3 summers dealing with persistent lower back pain before realizing it always started when she switched to her flimsy summer sandals. Her physical therapist connected the dots immediately. What transformed Patty's summer experience was discovering structured sandals that don't look orthopedic. Brands like Vionic, Naut, and even Birkenstock have evolved beyond their crunchy granola image to create styles that support your feet beautifully while still looking current. For those with specific foot concerns, and don't we all have at least one by now? There are wonderful options: wide toe boxes for bunions, metatarsal pads built into fashionable sandals for ball of foot pain, and adjustable straps for feet that swell in the heat. A particularly nice trick: metallic neutrals, soft gold, pewter, bronze, elongate the leg visually while going with everything. They're like jewelry for your feet. The summer I finally upgraded my sandals, a younger colleague actually asked where I got my cool shoes. That, my friends, is the ultimate compliment. What's been your best summer footwear discovery? 6. Overly bulky winter boots. Winter presents a unique challenge, doesn't it? We need warmth and traction, but those gigantic, clunky snow boots can make us feel like we're wearing shipping containers on our feet. They add visual weight exactly where we don't want it. I live in Chicago, so winter footwear is serious business. For years, I thought my only options were either freezing in fashionable boots or staying warm in what looked like moon boots. Neither seemed ideal. The breakthrough came when my neighbor Barbara, always so elegantly put together even in February, showed me her secret: streamlined waterproof leather boots with hidden insulation. They looked like regular fashion boots, but performed like snow gear. I was floored. The silhouette of your boot dramatically affects how your entire outfit looks. Bulkier styles visually shorten your legs and add weight to your overall appearance. Sleeker styles create cleaner lines that flow better with winter layers. For serious snow climates, brands like Aquatalia, La Canadienne, and Blondo make waterproof, insulated boots that maintain a refined shape. For milder winters, water-resistant ankle boots with room for warm socks work beautifully. I'm particularly fond of the streamlined riding boot style that hits just below the knee. It works with skirts, dresses, and pants, while providing more coverage against cold winds. In black, dark brown, or even a deep burgundy, they've become my winter wardrobe heroes. The greatest compliment? When people say, "You always look so put together in winter," when really it's just the boots doing the heavy lifting. Has anyone found the perfect winter boot that balances style and function? I'm always collecting recommendations. 7. Super trendy statement shoes. Oh, those eye-catching, wildly trendy shoes in the store window. The ones covered in studs, or with the unusual heel shape, or in that color that's suddenly everywhere. They're so tempting, aren't they? I've fallen for them too. Last year I bought those clear-sided mules everyone was wearing. They were expensive, but I convinced myself they were investment pieces. 3 painful wearings later, they're in the back of my closet, and I still feel a twinge of regret every time I spot them. Here's what I've learned about trends after decades of both hits and misses. After 50, we look most confident and elegant in shoes that aren't trying too hard to make a statement. That doesn't mean boring, it means intentional. My friend Helen, who always looks effortlessly stylish, has a brilliant approach. She builds her shoe collection around timeless styles in excellent materials, then adds one thoughtfully chosen modern element: a classic loafer in a current color, a timeless ankle boot with an interesting texture, a simple sandal with an architectural heel. I ask myself if I'd still want to wear it in 2 years, she explained. If the answer is no, I don't care how trendy it is. It's not for me. What works beautifully at our age are shoes with subtle details that whisper rather than shout. A touch of unexpected color, an interesting buckle, a slightly updated shape. The result is a look that's current without chasing youth, sophisticated without being stuffy. Remember, we're not trying to look like we're 30 again. We're showing what magnificent 50, 60, and beyond actually looks like. What's been your experience with trendy shoes? Any purchases you've regretted or absolutely loved? 8. Clear plastic shoes. Clear and plastic shoes. Oh my, they've been everywhere these past few seasons. I confess I was tempted by a pair of those transparent sandals with the clear block heel. They looked so modern in the display, almost like you're walking on air. Then my sensible friend Judy pointed out something I hadn't considered. Think about what happens when your feet warm up in plastic shoes. Condensation, fogging, slipping around, not to mention the complete lack of breathability. I remember watching a woman at an outdoor wedding reception, discreetly trying to wipe condensation from inside her transparent heels. By hour 2, they were completely fogged up, and her feet were sliding around like they were on ice. Fashion had turned into a function nightmare. Beyond the practical issues, clear shoes can actually draw attention to parts of our feet we might prefer not to showcase. Our feet have worked hard for decades. They deserve materials that complement them, rather than display every detail. If you love that modern, architectural look that clear shoes offer, consider alternatives that give the same contemporary feel. Shoes with cut-out details in leather, woven raffia sandals that provide visual lightness, or metallic finishes that catch the light beautifully. These options give you that fresh, modern feel without the discomfort and questionable aesthetics of plastic. Would you ever try clear shoes, or have you already experienced the plastic shoe saga? 9. Casual flip-flops as everyday shoes. I'll admit it, I was once a flip-flop fanatic. They're so easy. Slip on, head out, no fuss. But over time, I've come to see them as the microwave meal of footwear. Convenient, but not something you should rely on daily. At the beach or pool? Absolutely perfect. But when flip-flops become your everyday go-to for shopping, lunch with friends, or walking around town, your feet are silently protesting. My wake-up call came during a visit to my podiatrist for a completely different issue. He glanced at my well-worn flip-flops by the exam chair and said, "Those aren't shoes, they're suggestions of shoes." He explained how the lack of support forces our toes to constantly grip, affecting our gait and eventually our knees and hips. The good news? There are wonderful alternatives that offer that same easy, breezy feeling without the physical downsides. Supportive slide sandals with contoured footbeds, elegant leather slip-ons that still let your feet breathe. Even improved flip-flops from brands like Vionic or Olukai that include arch support and proper cushioning. My favorite upgrade has been simple leather slides in neutral colors. They pair with everything from casual shorts to summer dresses, and they don't make that telltale flip-flop sound that announces your arrival before you enter a room. Have you found good alternatives to traditional flip-flops? Or are you still a devoted fan, neglecting proper fit and sizing? Here's something most women don't realize until someone points it out. Our foot size and shape continue changing well into our 60s and beyond. The size 8 you've worn for 30 years? It might actually be an 8.5 or 9 now. As we age, our arches tend to flatten somewhat, and the cushioning on the bottom of our feet thins out. The result? Feet that grow slightly longer and wider. Yet most of us keep buying the same size out of habit. My friend Eleanor complained about constant foot pain, despite buying good shoes. When she finally got properly measured, she discovered she'd been squeezing into shoes a whole size too small. "I kept blaming my bunions," she told me, "but really, I was causing the problem by wearing too small shoes." The signs are subtle but important. Do your toes hit the front of closed shoes? Do you have red marks on your feet after wearing shoes for a few hours? Does the width feel constrictive? These are all clues that you're due for resizing. I highly recommend getting professionally measured at a quality shoe store. The kind where knowledgeable sales associates actually measure both the length and width of your feet. Many women discover they need a wider width rather than a longer size. When Eleanor finally started wearing shoes that truly fit, the transformation went beyond comfort. Her posture improved, her confidence in walking returned, and she even looked more graceful in motion. "I feel like I've reclaimed part of my youth," she said, "just by wearing the right size." When was the last time you had your feet professionally measured? It might be the most important style upgrade you make this year. Ladies, this isn't about rigid rules. It's about making choices that serve both your style and your precious feet. After 50, we've earned the right to look fabulous while feeling comfortable. Your shoes tell a story about you. Make sure it's the story you want to tell. I've transformed my own relationship with shoes over these past years, letting go of what no longer serves me and embracing what makes me feel both elegant and comfortable. The right shoes truly can change everything: your posture, your confidence, and how the world perceives you. I'd love to hear about your own shoe journeys. What mistakes have you made, and what discoveries have changed your approach? Share your experiences in the comments below. We're all learning together.